What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the studio. Today we are joined by a very special guest. We're joined by Paul, who is the Chief Business Officer of Monaco Market. How are you, Paul?
I'm doing great. It's so great to see you, Mike. I'm happy to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing really great today. I know that you guys just had a successful launch on PancakeSwap for your coin CLCT CollectCoin, and everyone has been asking about this coin since we did a video recently. We did a video titled 7-cent altcoin that, one of the top altcoins for 2022, and I've been very excited about this project. So how has that launch been going? How are you, what's been going on as of recently?
Well, things are moving fast. As you can imagine, we're no longer 7 cents. And, if anyone's watching this now, I would encourage them to go to PancakeSwap and try to get in early while you still can. We're actively marketing this project, and there's a lot of excitement related to it. There's a lot of interest related to it, and we're doing a lot of business development in terms of populating the marketplace. So, all systems go. Everything is going really great. The community is super excited. Feel free to join in. We've got some fantastic memes. I'm a part of a few of them.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. Those are very funny. But so for people who don't know, a lot of people have watched the channel. But what exactly is Monaco Market? Like, what are you guys trying to do as a business?
Of course. So what Monaco Market is, it is a curated NFT marketplace for tokenized real-world collectibles. And now what I mean by that is items that have, an investment quality. There should be an expectation, reasonable expectation, that over time the value of these items will go up. Think trading cards, sports memorabilia, entertainment memorabilia, handbags, sneakers, watches, even fine art. These items, we take them in, we verify them, we authenticate them, and then we mint an NFT for these items. So it allows individuals to now buy the items without necessarily needing to take physical delivery. If you want to, you may elect to take delivery and we will send you the item, of course. But for some people, because of value-added taxes or just the complexity related to shipping certain items, it just makes more sense to own the title to the item and not to have to own the actual item or deal with the storage. We facilitate that for you. So it's an excellent way for individuals to diversify their portfolio with items that have history, that have heritage, and that have established markets. These are not your traditional NFTs that maybe there's hype right now and maybe there won't be hype next month. These items, there's a long-standing demand, and the curve is it's a little linear. You're not gonna 10x on most of our NFTs, but you're also not gonna lose 50% of your money on a correction. So it's just an excellent way for you to find the right items, because one other thing that we do is we try to focus on education, making sure that you understand why is it that you want to buy this watch and not this watch, because the investment quality of it. So we're really excited to provide, this to the crypto audience, and we think that it's ripe for opportunity.
Right. So one of the biggest problems that I've seen with NFTs across the entire space is that anyone can just create an NFT from nothing. It's just a random picture, a random JPEG, and then they say this is worth $100,000. You're seeing these NFTs go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And with Monaco Market, from my understanding and from what we've spoken about in the past, it is one of the main benefits, the main differences between Monaco Market and just a regular NFT marketplace is that it has real-world items attached to it. So there's an NFT and it's a picture on a screen, but there's something behind that. Is that like...
Absolutely, exactly.
Got it.
Every NFT is backed by a real-world asset. And again, you can collect that asset if you wish and take it out of the ecosystem. However, if you wanted to make it available for sale again, you'd have to send it back to us. We have to re-verify it. We have to re-authenticate it and make sure it's exactly as it is, because the thing that we highlight is the safety of the marketplace, making sure that we're able to provide an environment that's going to be fraud-free, because as you're probably aware, there are a lot of scams that happen in crypto, and we want to protect our community from those individuals.
Got it. Got it. So one of the big questions that people have been asking me about Monaco Market is why would someone buy a purse or a trading card or any collectible on Monaco Market as an NFT when they could just go to the store and buy it from the store? Why would someone want to buy it on Monaco Market rather than just from the store?
Well, I'll tell you that it's for a few reasons. The first reason I would say is, look, there are a lot of folks out there that have cryptocurrency and they don't have any really easy mechanism for you to be able to spend it, or even just to diversify your portfolio. The traditional way to do this now is you have to go out, find the item you want. If you know about it, find a seller that's going to accept crypto, then maybe you either send them the cryptocurrency and pray that they honor their end of the bargain and that you get what you are asking for, or maybe you use a BitPay invoice and then you have to pay additional fees that, are just, it's unfortunate that the sellers and the buyers are burdened by these fees. So what we're trying to do is provide a centralized place where you can go and see these are the items that are available for sale. These are the items that have investment quality. You can add them to your portfolio just like another NFT that you want to speculate on. And it's more closely aligned to like a stable coin with upside than it is to like these NFTs that maybe they'll go up 100% or 100x. But just the same, they could lose half of their value. And what we're doing is providing you with an asset that doesn't have that same downside risk that a lot of the traditional NFTs have. And you're able to buy these things seamlessly with BUSD, BNB, and our native token, CollectCoin, CLCT.
Got it. So one of the benefits, like to me, that definitely is like people can spend their crypto to buy these different things, and it's a centralized marketplace where anything on there you could buy with crypto. So yeah, that's definitely something that I think is going to interest a lot of people. But another thing that people have been asking is, okay, we've seen the ICO. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. We've talked about now the token launching, so now people could buy it on PancakeSwap, but the site, it's not yet available yet for people to list their items or go and buy. Or when is that going to be available for people to actually go and buy items and use the platform and potentially list items?
Of course. So just so everyone's aware, we're launching this first and foremost. It's going to be in a couple months. We're targeting this winter. We're targeting February is kind of a realistic time frame. We hope. But we are actively onboarding partners now. So we're signing them up. We're curating collections for the respective partners. And the one thing to understand is we're starting this as more of like an enterprise solution. So established businesses that already have millions of dollars in inventory, that already have these types of items, they're the ones that we're approaching because you can leverage their existing integrity. Whereas a one person sending one item, you don't know, and if they're sending something that is authentic is what they say there is, and then you have to deal with the back and forth. Whereas these individuals have, the ones that we choose have excellent reputations. They have a long-standing history doing millions of dollars in sales, and there isn't as much friction. So initially, we're just going to be bringing these individuals from the real world into our platform to offer their items, the finest items that they have to offer, to our community, and just make sure that, again, everything has an investment quality. So when you buy an NFT from the Monaco Market, it's going to be something that you can expect to appreciate, or at the very least protect the wealth that you've generated. Those 100x's, those 200x's. It's time to protect those gains.
Right.
Yeah.
So with the marketplace, we spoke about people buying items and buying these NFTs. And when you sell them, they get sent, like if someone goes to sell an item, it gets sent to you, right? And it gets verified, make sure it's exactly what they say it is, make sure it's authentic before someone buys it. And going back to the question we said about being able to go about, let's say, using crypto to buy it, making sure it's authentic. One of the big questions I have is, like we said, why would someone go and buy this item here rather than in person? Because it is... You guys just store it. Is it used for, like you said, people could get the items, or you store them there? How exactly does that work? Like, are they secure in a certain place? are they just stored in, someone's house? Like, how does that go about working?
Of course. So, we have a secure vault where all the items that we're offering will be securely vaulted. Initially, that's the only way we're going to do this, is every item has to be vaulted. Ultimately, we'd like to expand as the partnerships that we have, they prove themselves to be exactly as, that they say they are. They establish reputation, and then maybe we can introduce some self-vaulting features, because when you're starting, you still need to have an idea of how you're going to scale this up. And even though we're going to start with one vault, where we would like to expand into other vaults and maybe have some self-vaulting partners, but it's going to be a long time for one person to be able to list one item randomly on this platform, because of all what it takes to onboard a new partner, to do all the verification. That's why, again, it's more of an enterprise solution for businesses that already want crypto exposure or have these types of items, and they just want to appeal to a new audience in a more direct way. Because a lot of them want to capture the crypto audience, but they're just not able to. And again, to address your question about like why would someone want to do this? Well, look, some of these items that we're offering, you cannot go into a store and just buy them,
Right.
And secondly, some of these items carry large taxes related to either sales tax, value added tax, import taxes. Maybe you just want to buy the NFT to hold this item for a year or 2 years, and maybe a shorter amount of time, and then you want to eventually sell it. So whatever your strategy is, by dealing with these digital assets, you don't have to deal with some of the traditional fees that are necessarily part of the traditional buying process.
Even like shipping costs, it seems
absolutely. With some of these items, shipping gets really expensive. When you're insuring a $50,000 watch and
Right.
shipping it internationally, those costs get up there. And then you have to insure it for the full value. So that means you have to pay the full value of the value-added tax when it goes to where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
So there are all these additional fees that traditionally you have to deal with when you're investing in these items, in the current operating flow. So now you're able to do so without all that friction. And I think that as a result, the sellers will yield more money, the buyers potentially will get better deals, and look, it's adding all this liquidity from crypto is going to be able to provide greater value
Right.
in the items. So we think it's a win-win all around for everyone.
Right. It seems like just a great way, in my opinion, to diversify your portfolio. It's almost just investing in like a crypto or a stock where you don't have anything in your house. And like the same thing with these, you could just invest in a purse or a trading card or a watch. And it's like, you don't have to have it. You don't have to have something physical there if you don't want. You could just know, okay, it's invested with my whole entire portfolio. So yeah, seems like...
And some people aren't even aware. I wasn't aware of how valuable these handbags are, and they go up so much in value year
Right.
over year. And as a man, I never knew this, but in my experience, that's one of the biggest categories that I actually dealt with, which was handbags, because there's just so much opportunity there. There's so many gains that happen, and it's just incredible to just educate more people.
Right, it opens
about
you
these...
up to an entire new market that I would never be buying purses otherwise. So
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then one last question. This comment was on the first video we had hundreds of times. The big question was, as a long-term business, your website currently says in your white paper that 0.5%, there's like a 1.5% fee. 0.5% of that goes to the holders, 0.5% goes to like running business and operations, and 0.5% gets burned to create like a deflationary mechanism for the project, which I think is great. Everyone always loves seeing more tokens burned, becoming a deflationary mechanism. So how is that 0.5% going to be enough to actually run this business long term? Like how, or even in the short term, how is that 0.5% going to be enough?
So it's several things. Well, first and foremost, that's if you transact with CollectCoin. Those are if the sellers decide they want to accept CollectCoin and the buyers transact with CollectCoin, then the fee will be 1.5%. However, if they elect to purchase with BUSD or BNB, then the fee will be 4.5%. So there will be a higher fee for those individuals. Additionally, we're trying to make sure that as many people are using our coin, trying to make sure that we're having the kinds of items that people want to trade without necessarily having to do with a lot of the additional processes. And just like we talked about before with scale, if we were dealing with 100,000 individuals selling one item at a time, I think it would get very expensive to just deal with the operations. Instead, we're dealing with, a few dozen sellers that just have huge
quantities
businesses.
of items.
Exactly.
Got it.
So it really brings the costs significantly down. Now, I'll tell you that at some point the fee structure may change. We may add additional options for
just like any
individuals.
business that needs to...
Exactly. But initially, we want to create the most accommodating environment for sellers to be able to transact and for buyers to feel safe to be able to transact. And the fee structure, as we learn through data, we'll know exactly what it is that we need to adjust. But make no mistake, we have the buyers and the sellers at the core of this because they are our community. They're the ones that drive this business, and they're the ones that we look out for the most.
Got it. Yeah. Very interesting about this entire project. One of my favorite projects personally out there, because I love NFTs, and there's a lot of downside with traditional NFTs, because who's to say that this picture of whatever JPEG you have is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? At least with these, what I like is that there is something real. If you want to get your watch sent to you, you could get, that Rolex or whatever watch sent to you if you want to get that.
Absolutely, and we're going to provide a safe environment because everyone knows when you send crypto, that's it. You don't know what's going to happen next.
Right.
Well, at least you know on the Monaco Market, when you send your coin, you're going to get the item if that's what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that answers a lot of our questions for today. I think we'll probably definitely, have you back on the channel at some point in the future to talk about new developments, what's going on. But anything else you want to share before we wrap this up about maybe the token? How do people go about buying it in case they aren't familiar?
Of course. I would say, to go to PancakeSwap, you can buy it with BNB. If you have BNB in a MetaMask, you can go to PancakeSwap and you can swap your BNB for CLCT. That's CollectCoin. We'll be sure to provide the contract address to Michael so that he can put that in the description, and you can just copy and paste it, and just to make sure you have the right coin. And also join our Telegram group if you have any questions. We have a lot of moderators. I'm in there a lot. It gets very exciting in there. And come enjoy our memes. We have so many fun memes. But more than anything, just know that we're trying to build something of significance here to try to push adoption forward when it comes to cryptocurrency and utilizing it for real-world use cases. That's what we're all about. So to everyone out there, come join the movement. We're happy to have you.
Got it. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you for joining us. And I'm sure we'll be, having a lot more conversations in the future on the channel and just about the business in general. So thank you for joining us.
Of course.
And hope you guys have a great rest of the day. See you, Paul.
Thank you so much. Take care.